All right, so hi, I'm Jen. I love to crochet, and we're here with some friends tonight who we are going to discuss some crochet and knitting controversy, I guess. Amber, do you want to say who you are? That's Amber. She's a little shy.
Hi, I'm Chantrice. I also love to crochet.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go through. Here's the first one. This is AITA. You guys know what that means, right? It's okay. AITA, for declining to fix, in quotes, the errors I made in a blanket I crocheted for someone and taking it back instead. Here's what it says. I made a blanket for my sister-in-law, Amanda. I was able to give it to her last weekend. She'd asked for it in certain colors. I didn't have any other projects on my to-do list, so I was happy to make it for her. I had most of the colors already too, so it worked out. When I gave it to her, she was excited and she started to look it over. I figured it was to see how it was put together since she doesn't crochet. After a little bit, she said that she loved the blanket, but she couldn't help notice some of the little mistakes I'd made along the way. I asked her what she meant, and she pointed out some things like I'd accidentally done one row of striping instead of 3 for one section. I'd switched to the wrong color and threw off a pattern at some point, etc. She handed it back to me and told me that she loves my progress with it and couldn't wait to see the finished product. I told her that it was finished. She looked down at it and said that it wasn't done until it was perfect and that I'd made several mistakes that I could easily go back and correct. I was honestly dumbfounded by this. I hate the way perfectionists try to force their quirk onto others. I made this blanket for her, free, out of my own free time, because I love her. I told her that. She said she knows and she loves me for it, but that she wouldn't be able to use it because she wouldn't be able to focus on anything but the mistakes. I said whatever, and I took the blanket back and said that if she doesn't want it, I'll keep it. She looked surprised and said that she does want it. She just wants my best work and not something half-assed. I told her that if she thinks me crocheting a whole effing blanket and making minimal errors is half-assing it, I'd rather just keep the blanket. She's so upset with me and told me I was acting ridiculous and that it wouldn't take me long to fix it. If you know anything about crochet, you know that if I made an error on row 36 of a 1115 row blanket, that's essentially starting over again. Anyway, I come to you all. AITA.
No.
No, you don't think so?
No.
I mean, I don't think I would fix it.
I wouldn't fix it either, especially if you feel like you're not entitled.
Yeah.
I get it, like the girl's doing it out of the kindness of her heart, but at the same time, you can't look at it because it's not perfect. Like, not all crochet is going to be perfect.
Right.
So no, I don't think that you're the a-hole. No.
Okay, so
some uniqueness.
Yeah, it gives it uniqueness.
Not as intended, but
right.
Still, no one else is gonna have that blanket.
Well, plus the receiver, she doesn't crochet, so she doesn't realize how much work it would take to frog a blanket. Yeah, that would you have to redo the whole thing. And also, she had only asked for it in certain colors. She didn't ask for a specific pattern or anything. So it's just that it looked like a pattern because the crocheter was, doing it I guess in certain number of rows per stripe or whatever. So, but would you take the blanket back? What would you do about the blanket? Would you take it back? Would you just leave it with her? What would you do with it?
I would honestly keep it. If that person isn't willing to accept the hard work and everything that I put into it, I'd rather keep it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Especially all the time. I took to make something for you, and then you're like, oh, it's not good enough. I'm like, well, bye.
Right.
I'll keep it.
Right. All right. Do you want to look at some of the comments and see?
Yeah.
This person says, you aren't being ridiculous. She definitely was. Super NTA. That means not the asshole. What she might be missing is there no fixing an error like you describe in crochet. You either start over or pull out the stitches back to the point of the error to resume. Yeah, she couldn't be a great recipient of a heartfelt, thoughtful homemade gift and shows you something about her. If she requires perfection, that's pretty incompatible with homemade. That's true. Not to mention super dismissive and presumptuous of her not to prioritize the hard work and hours that went into making it. Given that she's a member of your family, you probably don't want a long-term rift. I would hold my ground but try to diffuse it. Just explain repeatedly if necessary that it's too bad your gift didn't work out, but no hard feelings. Don't feel forced to start again or to fix the blanket in any way. Try not to create drama or judgment over her for it. Believe me, her response to this whole thing stands alone. And don't offer to make her anything in the future, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
And worse, if you have to go back and frog it, that takes even more time.
Yeah.
It does.
It's not like you can drop in knitting and go, like, you know, go backwards.
Right. This person says, don't get caught up in debate about this because it's beneath you. It's obviously that your sister-in-law is way out of line. If she starts in on the your best work BS again, I would very kindly ask her and say, I'm surprised you would say something like that to me. Are you okay? Because that is an unhinged way to speak to an adult. It's messed up to speak to anyone like that about the gift they made you. Her behavior is not about the blanket. It's not about you. It's all about her. That's true.
And if nothing else, you could teach her how to crochet and she could do it herself.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
honestly as well, like, she didn't even pay for it. So it's like, again, it's the entitlement.
This person says, well, I would agree I would continue to tell her I am working on it, but I no longer have the free time I had when I originally started the project. It may be a year or 7 until it gets done.
Exactly.
And you know, as what what's her name says on Instagram, when they say you'll get the project, but it may take 7 to 8 crochet business years to finish.
Right. Yeah, so there's a lot of comments here, and everybody pretty much agrees. Everybody pretty much agrees. I don't see anything that is like somebody says, like, you know, they don't agree. So there's a lot of comments. All right. You want to do the next one?
Yeah.
All right. AITA for telling my friend her crochet scarf isn't worth $150. My friend something F18 is selling crafts and crochet things. She's been complaining that her stuff isn't selling like how she wants it to. She's been making these scarves that are crocheted and have designs on them. The one that she was selling had ant designs crocheted onto them, and I thought it was really neat. I told her I wanted to buy one from her. She told me that she would sell it to me for $150. $150 during these times is insane. How can she expect anyone to pay that for a scarf? I told her $150 was way too much and that nobody has that kind of money laying around for a scarf. She got super defensive and told me that I don't understand how much time it takes, which I'm sure it takes a long time to make, but that doesn't automatically make the scarf worth that. Our friend group is divided on the issue. Some of them think I was being rude, but the others know I was just being honest. AITA.
Oh, that's a toughie.
Yeah.
I'd have to see a photo of the ant scarf.
Yeah. But let's just assume that it was like a very detailed, like tapestry crochet kind of thing where there's a lot of color changes and, you know, like it's not just like a design where you're doing like rows or stripes or something like that. I mean, like that's detail to have ants on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that if the friend is putting $150 price tag on it, I mean, you know, I think that's, it does sound like a lot, but I mean, I haven't seen it. It could be very intricate, you know, work. But if that's what she thinks it's worth, then you don't like, I feel like you don't go tell people that your work isn't worth that much. You could just be like, oh, I'm really sorry. I, you know, that's not for me, or I can't afford it right now, or I can't spend that much money on a scarf. Not that it isn't worth $150.
That's true.
Yeah. So should we look at the comments?
Yeah.
This one is labeled. I don't know if you can see the screen. It is labeled. Oh, I didn't share my screen with you guys. It is labeled.
No.
It is labeled asshole. So I guess most of them have decided that. You weren't wrong for thinking $150 is outside your budget, but saying nobody has that kind of money for a scarf is the rude part. Handmade crochet isn't priced like fast fashion. You're paying for hours of labor, the yarn and materials, the design work, and the fact that it's one of a kind. So while you may not think it's worth $150, someone who values handmade art absolutely might. A better response would have been, it's really cool, but that's outside my budget. It keeps it about your finances instead of judging her pricing strategy. So honestly, about not wanting to pay is fine, but the way you said it came off dismissive of her work.
That's true.
Yeah.
But maybe she also has a price too high.
It could be, but that's for her to decide, not for like the friend who thought it was pretty cool to decide who doesn't crochet, right?
I'd say like for me, like yeah, like it does take time, and you got to count the hours. Like sometimes I even question, am I charging too high for my stuff? And like this past weekend, I was like, I feel like I should just lower my prices, but I didn't, because somebody will eventually come along and will pay for it. So no, like you have to charge for your time and for materials and everything like that. I don't see nothing wrong with $150. So I'm sure like the scarf will look very nice.
So this person says, YTA. It probably cost her a decent amount in yarn and it took her hours. Is it high? Yes, probably a bit. But does that mean you needed to have this sort of response minimizing the amount of time and cost of supplies? No. I'm not surprised she got defensive. You didn't need to be rude. And then someone else responded to that and they said, I don't sell things I crochet for this very reason. People don't understand that the price has to cover the supplies and the time. Yeah, I get that.
I also have a sign that I put up explaining like why crochet is so expensive.
From Katie?
So, I think so, yeah, because Jenna shared it. I mean, I don't know if I was allowed to. But yeah, it was shared.
Yeah, but Katie has a thing where it says why it seems pricey.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of people are saying 150 probably is too much, but that's up to her. If she's looking to sell them, she'll have to drop the price, but it's not for you to say.
She could have worded it better to her friend.
Yeah.
This person says, I think the problem is that you made a subjective value judgment that was a little cruel. Two things are absolutely true here. If your friend spends $20 on materials and $20 an hour on a scarf and it takes 4 hours to make, which, by the way, it takes me way longer than 4 hours to make a scarf, that's just $100 for time and labor. If you're used to spending $20 for polyester scarves on Amazon, $150 may seem steep for a scarf, but it's not objectively expensive for a high-quality handmade item. A better and more reasonable response is not that her scarves aren't worth it, but that she may struggle to find people who can or want to pay a premium for an item that is so readily available for much less. There are plenty of artisans who are asking fair and even top-tier prices for their products, but they're not going to have mass market appeal. And that's true. Yeah.
My brain is going to a completely different thing. It's basically these, but it's called Am I the Bad Apple?
Oh.
So right now, if we're gonna go off of that scale of good apple, bad apple, or crab apple, I'm giving her a crab apple.
Oh, crab apple. Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to the Shadras.
All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, AITA for crocheting for my sister instead of her buying from small businesses. I am 15 male. My sister is 15 female, and dad is 39 male, mom is 45 female. So my sister wanted to buy some amigurumi plushies off of Etsy. We don't have our own debit card, so our parents order things and we give them the money. My sister sent a link of what she wanted to buy, and my mom refused to let her buy it because it was 65 pounds for one plush. I'm assuming they're in the UK here. My sister really wanted a plush, so I offered to make her one if she paid for the pattern. I had little experience with amigurumi, but I have crocheted for years and always made stuff for others, so I made the plush. I used my own yarn, so my sister paid me 25 pounds for the pattern and the few hours that it took to make it. I wasn't concerned about price because it's my hobby and I have too much yarn anyway. My sister posted pictures of the finished plush on Instagram and tagged me to thank me for making it. It turns out that my sister was DMing the seller. Ooh. I got a DM from the seller saying it was an awful thing to do because I stole a sale from them. And they DM'd my sister too, saying pretty much the same thing, which makes me think I'm the A, because others also said that I should have let my sister buy from a small business as they need to make money. My mom, my dad, and my sister on my side, they say it's fine because I bought the pattern and that seller is being an A for contacting me. All the people telling me otherwise are making me doubt myself. So AITA?
First of all,
Yeah.
no such thing as too much yarn. But no, definitely not. Because for one, the parents said they couldn't afford it. So you offered to make it, and regardless of how it looks, your sister appreciates it more because you made it.
Right.
My question is, why would she DM the seller?
So there's an edit here, and it says, I presume my sister was DMing the seller to inquire about the products. I have not seen their conversation. I just know they were contacting each other. I only saw the message in response to the post.
Okay.
So we don't really know exactly why she was DMing the seller. This person says, NTA, you did not take a sale from the small business. Your mother refused to allow your sister to buy it. It's not as if the small business would have benefited from you not making a plushie for your sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, people.
Yes, and it does say that, you know, I mean, like, this person bought the pattern and everything, not from, it says, I bought the pattern from an entirely different seller. So I guess the person selling the plushie wasn't the same person who designed the pattern.
So then how are they saying that they lost? I mean, yeah, they lost sale, but
They lost a sale, but I feel like they didn't lose a sale because the mom said no. The mom just said, no, you can't, I'm not paying that for a plushie. Like, I'm not doing that. So they're not getting the sale.
Right.
So it's not like the sister was gonna, you know, I'll either buy it from the small business or you can make it for me. It was like not one or the other. It was just,
you buy the pattern and I pay you for making it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I really want a plushie, and you know, if you're gonna make it for me, that's really cool. But other than that, if you didn't do that, I wouldn't have the plushie because like mom said no. So
right.
Yeah. So I think NTA, not the a-hole.
No, I don't think so.
Definitely not.
All right, cool. All right, well, that's 3. I think that's enough for today.
Our first episode.
Yeah, first episode, I guess. Do you guys have any closing remarks? No. Okay.
No.
Well,
and I finished the small.
Cool. Anyone who's watching this, thanks for hanging out with us for a little while. It was really fun, and we'll be back and we'll do this another time. So thanks. If you're watching this, let us know in the comments, what were you working on while you watched this?
And also, if you want us to specifically work on something while we talk about these stories, also let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We could work on something live and then and show you at the end. That'd be neat. All right, cool. All right, so everyone, bye.